killer and a killer's even worse to folks like me. Hello everyone. Hello. How you all doing? I hope you're doing alright. Welcome back to another stream of Limbus Company. And I'm not gonna wait too much more because I can play already. Welcome to another stream of Limbus Company. Oops. There we go. Anyways, it is time for us to continue the interval, cause we're only halfway through. All right. Wait, where's my music? Limbus.
이 아비된 사람과 밤 산책이하고 싶었던 마음으로
Alright. Let's see here. Twinning threads. Da-dum, dum, dum, da-dum, dum, dum, da-dum. Miseries. Okay. That about works. Wraps up the middle corridor. Thanks to you folks, we managed to cut the door, get the logging workload by 80%. Really appreciate everyone going the extra mile to check each and every door too. Made my life a whole lot easier. It's all thanks to the Manier's excellent strategization. Next up, the Thumbs Corridor. We actually found a lot of intel lying around there. So we just need you to check for some of the doors in its basement. Intel? The manager expresses interest in the aforementioned intel. Ah, that. In the Thumbs corridor, we came across a bundle of papers detailing the comings and goings of the Thumbs members and the orders that they were carrying. Whoever wrote the logs has been diligently keeping them updated. The last entry was written not so long ago. While the contents of the notes weren't all that interesting, they helped us get an idea of where each door in that corridor leads to. Valencina's shitty scrap papers. She'd been keeping up with that useless shit this whole time. Huh. Useless shit. Remnants of her desperate search for a thread to cling to. He found one of her backup tickets. Boards. Unmark any doors that need work with the drone. There shouldn't be about 3 or 4 of them. While you guys do that, I've got some leftover work to take care of over here, so... I've been noticing this throughout our interactions, but whenever anything relevant to his work came up, Alan seemed to have a way of unhearing and maneuvering right past it as though he didn't even register what was said. Recalling our conversation with Cesar back at P-Corp, that deeply and curious indifference might just be one of the essential personality traits to go on as a corporate employee in the city. Understood. We will explore the areas past the marked doors and return here. Thanks a lot. Thanks a ton. Well done. With Alan returning to where the other Wayfarer Company employees were huddled around, we decided to follow the corridor to the left. Hey, there's someone in there. More of the ring, maybe? Calling but their silhouettes, they're unlikely to be members of the ring. Come on, lady! Get out of my way so I can see! Oh, it's a detective! Some stubbly guy I don't know, and that annoyingly airy dude. Sounds like Moses, Gregor, and Honglu, respectively. The trio's conversation grew clearer the closer I approached them. You okay, fella? You bumped your head earlier. Fine as a fiddle. It was just a minor fall. This is the 3rd time it took you. You had to discuss this issue with the manager once this consultation's over. I think I'm seeing a bump on the side of Honglu's head. Anyway, you know what to do, right? If at any moment you see signs of... Don't worry, Gregor. You made it through the explanation and the footage both. You're going to be fine again. I believe in you. Look at you now. We're right where it happened, but your arm is stable. See? Ironically, fear tends to grow most unmitigated when it's distant and unseen. I understand what you may be worried about, but I don't see even the earliest portents of it. So don't hesitate to share the unfiltered thoughts that arise when you're in here. I know what I saw in the footage, but I'm still having a hard time believing it. Or, I don't know. Maybe I'm just avoiding the truth when it's staring me right in the face. My kiss is nothing like Don Quixote's. She just need to keep her shoes on and it's all good and dandy for her, isn't it? Things don't work out that way for me. Whatever they're talking about sounds hell deep, guys. You sure about eavesdropping on him like this? That geezer is always weirdly cagey about himself. I mean, that's our chance to learn more about him. He's shedding such an ass about himself for once. Why walk away? Don Quixote gives a nonsensical interpretation of Ryosho's acronyms as Kira rolls her eyes out of exasperation between the bickering sinners and Kira. However, Otis stands in silence with an inscrutable look on her face. She's listening to the exchange between Moses and Gregor like a woman possessed. Okay, let's keep listening then. Otis was right. Damn it, she was right all along. The war isn't over. It never was. It can never be over as long as this fucking joke of a gift stays attached to my arm. Barbed words. Now let's revisit a question you couldn't answer while the footage was playing. Hopefully, it's become easier to answer now. It's been using their arm to fight just fine so far. How? I don't mind fighting hostiles or enemies. I'm not the kind of person who worries about people trying to kill me. Kill my comrades. That changes things, doesn't it? I can't even control it. There's nothing I can do to even brace for it. It's unstoppable. Like some kind of time bomb counting down to unleash a disease you never know when its symptoms will set off. Even Heathcliff, who was always the first to wrap up when people began to spiral into self-hatred, stood in conflicted silence, his lips drawing a harsh straight line. Besides, Gregor wasn't wrong in that. There wasn't any way to stop his transformation should it occur again. We've still got a good chunk of the journey left, and eventually we'll have to. No matter what lurks in the past of us sinners, even if they have killed hundreds, thousands, no, tens of thousands of innocent people, will you still embrace them? We'll eventually have to confront an even darker, bleaker truth of the war. Can I really trust Gregor not to crumble under that inevitable pressure? I see. You're afraid you'll end up hurting us. Well, that's... At first, I thought I couldn't keep a hoot whether or not I accidentally murdered some of you. It's a bit saddening to hear that. You know how it is, Honglu. We, the bus team, didn't exactly get off to a rocking good start. Throughout our journey, I began to think of you as my comrades, and I was okay with that because I had too much faith in my own weakness. When I realized that I'd grown so weak that I couldn't even take down some backstreet thug with this arm, I was relieved. Imagine that, the same arm, my arm, a weapon that stabbed the heart out of countless people during the smoke war. I'll be honest, when that Hohenheim fella said that I was an exception, the thought alone made me hope. Exception? A potential to be harmless, weaker than even a non-combat like Jiseng, made me hope for a life that didn't sound so bad. We all know that went though, don't we? Blew up in the worst possible way. And after all that, I just couldn't bring myself to fight again, because I no longer know when this fear would eat me up again, because I'm constantly afraid of this damn gift manifesting again. The same fear you've carried all this time. How did you endure it before? Badly. Barely. Holding on to the idea that the living's gotta live on and nothing else. This really brings me back years. The memories are so clear that it's like they all happened yesterday. I bet you kick me off the bus before push comes to... That can't be the answer, Gregor. You can walk away, but the danger of our journey won't live with you. Dante and the rest of us will still be facing an endless repeat of peril. And it's not like leaving the bus will bring peace to your heart. Our deaths can be reversed should an accident occur, even if it comes at the cost of Dante's suffering. The same can be said for most people in the city. Haha, now that's something I never expected to hear from you. I guess you're right. If we're seeing this through to any kind of end, this would be the place to do so. Not many places in the city have some warmth to them like this one does. Boy, this consultation thing's pretty embarrassing. I mean, it's not like I was forced to go through something as traumatizing as yours, Hongla. Truth be told, I'm not some special case. Everyone who participated in the war must have gone through more or less the same experience as Moses, Otis, and the Malenzina, the piece of work. We can't attach a number to our misfortunes as if they're something to be measured. When I fled from my past, I tried my hardest to cover my eyes from it. But you, Gregor, you're not like me. Every few steps that distanced you from the past, you'd come to a pause to spur a look toward the path you had walked. All those years I let slip by, all those that slipped you by are dotted with fathoms of suffering that are both ineffable and beyond measure. Different experiences, different pain. Still, if there's one thing common to everyone, is that trauma leaves after effects that linger for a long time. What are yours? I dislike loud noises and people who talk too much. They sound too much like the cacophony of the war, like screaming comrades who resented me even as they lay dying, and the wounds they left in my heart bled me dry. But I thought you were fond of Miss Ursa, Miss Moses. I've talked too much. That aside, haven't you heard your fill? Might as well come out from the corner you're hiding in. Oh man, didn't you we've been dropping eaves this whole time? I was actually waiting for just the right time to come out and say a few words, but I couldn't find an appropriate moment to. Oh well. I would have had to share this with Manny or Bud or the rest of you fellas sooner or later, so I don't really mind, but what's she doing here? T.A. Temporary ally? No, temporary accompaniment. Don't be an asshole. I'm working my ass off to help you guys. Pleased to make your acquaintance. You're right on time. I've been working on a theory, but I don't have all the clues to be absolutely certain. A word from someone in the know may immensely improve my confidence in the theory. Kira, do you know which door the Thompson's father was most attached to? Huh? No, duh. Duh? That's supposed to be obvious. Didn't you guys all see her? You think I just shot up a scary lady like that? Dude, she was beating the ever-loving shit out of Lucy every time I shot them together. Oh yeah, it went down from fighting you guys to the end, huh? Yeah, it's a stuff of our generosity and all that, and fought till die. Damn, that's unexpected. Being real for a sec here, I thought he was totally gonna swap sides. He was. Really? Not that? And why is that? You know, the vibes. You guys don't know, cause you haven't seen him long without the scary little always looming over him. What's that? Gonna stab it right in the spine? Ew. Look, I think you might be training wrong, cause, like, you're not improving as much as you should from all that grind. Let me show you what I learned about sword swings from this comic book. There's no how my master has instructed me. The textbook cannot be permitted to have even a single deviation if it means to repay the debt it owes her. Why are you so obsessed with all that crap anyway? You don't even like that old lady. But you're not so different from me in that regard, are you? But bro, the hell you talking about? I love my papa. Seriously? I thought things were gonna crash and burn before Yoshihide even came home. Suppose textbook and I had that in common. If this one doesn't know, let me redirect that question toward you, Scenario. Hopefully this touches upon one of your more intact memories. Do you know which of these doors the Thumb Nurse Father showed particular attachment to, or the door she used most often? Oh, I ask me. Fine. Yes, I do remember. Don't even need Clock's help to piece it back together. Just that one. The door with metal pieces dangling from it. Holy shit, I almost died out there. Son of a bitch. Fucking fly. Where did those cheek or fucks even drug those ghost pests from? Well, Mom, are you okay? Do I look okay to you, Ticket? No, not really. Huh, I'm fine. You know I don't break easy. You should have been there to see me tear the head off that G-car Berman, Ticket. But Mom, your leg's bleeding a lot. Here comes another mission. Boy, they really can't do shit without me, huh? So much for a break. The fuck is this? Bandages. For you. So let's get serious. They've got truckloads of expensive treatments and they're ready to patch me out the moment I get back on the field. Well, okay. Never mind that. Hey, this works. Mom? Sit tight and don't start any trouble. I'll teach you some more sword techniques once I'm back. Must have been here in the smoke work. Yeah, fighting in the war took a lot out of her and left her perpetually exhausted. But she marched to every battle with a smile. Stopped drinking, stopped beating me too. Like a blissful idiot who forgot that she was still neck deep in the inescapable pit called the House of Spiders. Well, the ironic peace didn't last. Sometime after the war ended, someone else called the Consigliere of the Thumb visited the House of Spiders' tutor. And that's when she went right back to drinking herself into a shit-faced stupor day after day. The beatings returned, and so did the edge in her profanities. It was pathetic. Hold on. Why though? Sure, I was on the losing side. But was Zena on the winning side? A war hero at that. Ever heard of the regulation that prevents Smoke Corp participants from moving into E-Corp and K-Corp nests? The common thread between those post-war rules is that they make the lives of veterans difficult. Devious rules that don't discriminate between winners and losers. I see. There must have been things going on behind the scenes there too. But does that mean the back door trap us into a trance that died in the war? Yes, and Gregor will be the one to open it. Wait, me? Yes, others can do it for you, but what would be the point? You serious won't you stand up giving him more nightmares? I don't see how this helps him in any way. We do not have any means to treat whatever it is that slumbers within his harm. However, I would summarize that the underlying cause of his sudden transformation wasn't the arm itself. Then, what? It's trauma. His arm took control after his psyche was crushed by the weight of the unspeakable memories coming back to haunt him. It's not because the arm went berserk that he started reliving his painful past. It's the other way around. Isn't that so? If you can come to understand that the war is really over, and that what others say, no matter how closely they echo the past, is not necessarily aimed at you, then you may be able to lose your grip on the fear and anxiety that your arm could be metamorphosed at any moment. Well, it's just to make it blunt, it's one of the basic treatment principles of MCorp's psychotherapy centers. Fine then. Guess I'll open it up. Girl walked up to the door, grabbed its handle, and paused, taking slow deep breaths. With one arm, she gently opened the door. Why are you running? You should be taking the lead on the front lines with your G-Corps banner held high. I don't want to die. It's nice to have a place to go back to. Oh, right. Happy 15th birthday. But you can possibly have the check to call me cruel. Your G-Corps pasts were far more messed up than I ever was, ripping people apart, cannibalizing them, You were nothing but a swarm of fucked up monsters. I thought I'd woken up from the dream, but I was still. Ooh, spooky. Spooky. Memories.
전시 준비는
내 작품 이딸
소재가 준비됐어?
녹슨 총엔
시연회의 일정이 잡혔습니까?
그랬구먼.
연구자에게 자꾸 물리력을 취급하게 하는 건 시연회의 일정이 잡혔습니까?
책임은 모두 내가 진다.
녹슨 총엔 날카롭지 않은 화살 내
드디어 내 차례냐? 드디어
내가 움직여야 하나?
부른
나를 점찍었다면 격에만 나만
Yes,
사람들을
yes, yes.
기억한다.
I don't care. We're going in, boys. This place. No, it's just a boring old office. I was kinda ready to be shook, thinking we were about to walk into a war zone or something. Do you recognize this place? Huh. Of course I do. Well, I was there before Limbus Company. And my desk was over there. Here's the tip, fellas. When you're working in an office like this, always get a corner desk facing the wall if you can help it. That's your eye from the boss man. Out of sight, out of mind, you know. You can do whatever you want that way. Work, chill, or even freak out in terror at the slightest sound of metal clinking. Nobody will catch you. Nobody will think you're a bother to other people. Gregor grins, a bitter, mocking smile directed at himself. The only downside of this desk arrangement being people walking up behind me to get my attention. Higher ups just had to holler, "Hey, bed hire!" And I scuttled right up to them, but others can't do that. So whenever people walked up to me from behind, I'd get afraid that I might cause an accident. Bed hire must be about the post-war veterans special employment. Right, but I couldn't possibly complain. Wouldn't have gotten a job without it, you know. Not everyone was lucky enough to be considered for that. I was better off than most. Gregor? Hey, money here. Ted! Gregor whipped around, his instinctively leaping to his arm. There was an unfamiliar man in a clean suit standing behind us. It really is you, Gregor! And I see some new faces with you. Oh, wait. Oh! You folks must be the account that the guys on the other team asked us to leave the meeting room open for. Landed a new job, huh? I see you've got a new employee car right there. So, how have you been doing? Me? Same old. Well enough. It's not like I've got anywhere else to go, right? I'm not surprised you found new work so soon. You were always a dependable guy. Is the pay good? How's life, man? Oh yeah, you were gonna sell that, huh? A commemorative coin? Some kind of medal, right? Hope you got paid good money for that. Look at me, asking how's life to a fellow citizen. Can't imagine anybody would have anything good to say to that, huh? Moving on. Hope no one's haunting you with bad hire shit over there. No, not at all. There's none of that here. Hey, that's good to hear, man. Glad you don't have to deal with that dang jackass of an ex-PvP messing with you like he was a war veteran himself. You know how many years I had to hear that geezer bragging about he profiteered from the war, pulling himself up by his bootstraps about how in every peril is an opportunity waiting to be found, blah blah blah. I'm preaching to the choir, aren't I? That guy. Is he still taking his sauna breaks during work hours? Haha, what do you think? He said misses his ass every day. Oh, I get this. Remember how he used to call you special employment fellas Nepo Force? A few days ago, his name showed up in the HR report. Guess what it said? Turns out he was lining his pockets with kickbacks when we were choosing the fixer office for a partnership project. There's about to be a vacancy in the office real soon. Really? Isn't he, an actual Nepo? That was the president's family. Yeah, man. It's that bad. It's what anyone ever talks about by the water cooler. If there's anything I learned here, is that people obsessed with back in my days are all kind of like him. They hate how their glory days are behind them. Kind of like a distraction from how pathetic they are now. And hey, a backstreet kid like myself don't have glory days to look back on and yearn for, right? Look, I look back and it's all doom and gloom, you know? If you ever hit rock bottom, you also know the only way left to go is up. You've said something like that before, yeah. Yeah? Guess it's my own brand of bullshit philosophy. Ha ha! Ha ha! Oh boy, look at me! Running my mouth in front of our customers. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, don't worry about it. Oh, that's a pretty unique prosthesis you've got there. No worries, but it seemed that you were on your way to submit those proposals. Gee, golly, I'm late. Thank you for snapping me out of it. I'm gonna get one heck of a scolding. Anyway, Gregor, hit me up sometime, eh? Let's go out and catch up over a drink or something. Sure, if I get the chance. The man who seemed like Gregor's former co-worker hurried away, but he didn't forget to wave at us a good-natured goodbye. I can see a little bit of him in the way you walk, Gregor. In the way you talk, Gregor. Come on, I don't sound as old as he does, do I? Moses, who had been quietly observing as Gregor and his former co-workers chatted, exhaled a light stream of smoke and slowly began to speak. Many of us who return from the war seem to suffer from a certain misconception. When we are told to remember, it does not mean we are bidden to live through the nightmare of the past over and over again. We are not being cursed to relieve the pain and suffering. Both Ezra and I we're both still trying to be free of the misconception we inflicted on ourselves. It's not like I remember because I want to. Well, if you can bring yourself to forget them. As well including in your memory the fact that the war has indeed ended. Fine. You're not wrong there. Gregor stared at his right arm for a while, quietly contemplating. I'm under your bed. Can't say I can give you any reassurance, but just going on with my life seems to be the best answer for now. I want to ask if you're okay with that, though. I'll manage, but it's you who's going to have to deal with the aftermath. I would always say the same to those suffering from the cruelty inherent in living. Still, live on. Just live on. Yet even as his lips spoke those words, his eyes would take on a desperate and focused look shaded beneath despair. Today, the gloomy grey seemed to give way to just a hint of the blue sky beyond. This may be no more than a single ray of the sun peering through the dark clouds that have long suffocated the sky. It will probably take much more than this for the shadows to fully lift a bit. Don't you worry, I'll be fine. It's a big step forward for him to have addressed even a little bit of that persistent anxiety from his past. When we emerged from the door, we saw Otis facing away from us, her weapon drawn. Wait, I don't think she even followed us through the door. Oh? Were you here the entire time? Yes, I was told that Alan feared that someone has to stay behind and watch the door during this operation. So I stayed in. Oh man, it's those asshats again. Weird. The corridor is not a place for those newbies to be roaming around on their own. As you can see, a few uninvited guests have decided to visit us through a different door. I look past Odie's just in time to see more puppies pouring into the corridor through a different back door. They must be trying to find a way to get into the wing nurse father corridor. Well, we can just let them through, can we? Kill them all! Gregor Canto 2 win? Oh boy. I think the game's dying.
웃기는 자. 끝나고 나서 고래구이 파티를 열어주겠다고 하니 의욕이 좀 났나?
Pam para 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 pam 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 para 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 para. Okay.
작동 13조 2항에 맞추려 이게 체격이지.
꼴짝이야. 사고당해.
잘했다. 마무리까지 끝나면 너희 안가품 장부에 특별히 한정판 고양이 스티커를 붙여주지.
가족을 위해
Wow.
좋아. 이번에는 제대로
Whoops.
들어가.
All tails.
방금은 혹시 그 자체였다.
이 정도쯤은 보여드려야겠군.
한 놈의 죽음으로 끝내긴 죄가 높고 저기 벌벌 떨고 있는 나머지 녀석들도 처형한다.
양밤이 떠올랐어요.
마지막으로 남길 말? 한 놈의 죽음으로 끝내긴 죄가 높고 저기 벌벌 떨고 있는 나머지 녀석들도 처형한다.
꿰뚫려라.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
한 사람의 상황보다 24개의 늑골이 자아내는
하.
티비아의 멜로디가
가져갈래요.
Look at her go.
바이올렛, 브레이크 슬랩.
한 놈의 죽음으로 끝내긴 죄가 높고
녹여서 썰어버려도 상관없지.
저기 벌벌 떨고 있는 나머지 녀석들도 처형한다.
가족을 위해
파우스트?
Faust.
신세파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
저희 뼈를 크게 잡고 꺼내주세요. 나쁘지 않아요. 이제 친해졌나요?
그래, 이 정도 이벤트는 보여줘.
이제 친해졌나요? 항상 저희 영감을 일깨워 주시는군요. 파우스트는 이번에야말로 완성했어요. 마에스트로님께서도 인정할 수밖에 없을 완벽한 걸작을. 파시아도 파우스트의 생각에 동의한다고 하네요.
Basement.
저 살점을 찢으면 더 붉게 칠해지겠지?
Once we're there with the puppies, we invaded the Tom Nurse Father's the street corridor. We left for the indexes. We ran into a few familiar faces waiting for us at our destination. Huh? Don't you guys have today off? Yeah, but I thought I might as well come along. It's... You know, you keep summoning us while we're in the middle of something, so I decided that it might actually be more convenient for us to be with you in person. Your summoning occurred at the most unideal moment. No, I know you weren't doing it on purpose, but all 3 times you summoned me, I was leaning over a snack stuffed with a bunch of whipped cream. Today I learned that blacking out and waking out to a me-shaped indent in the cake I was about to chow down doesn't make for a very relaxing break. Sorry about that. I should have checked in with you guys before summoning, but I'm still getting used to it. Okay, now you're being too sorry. No hard feelings here, you know. I'm tagging along because I need some exercise, that's all. I appreciate additional employee assignments. Now if you could share any information you know about yet another corridor. I'm out here all the time, so I know this place a little. There was this super clingy, annoying little... Oh, no, that wasn't the mask dude. There was this other, Is there something you don't remember? Alright, Kerr probably doesn't remember Sora. Sora? I don't think the name rings any bells for us here. Is that someone who used to live here? Yeah, well, Sora was the Index apprentice, so she probably lived here. Forsooth! The Index apprentice! Oh, retell, where 4 is that the middle, the thumb, and the ring each have apprentices, yet the Index and the pinky lack them. It would indeed be quite odd if a mere 3 of the 5 fingers kept an apprentice each. Retrace my recollections, yet I find it like following a trail of odorless air, invisible and unreal. No, there was someone, but I can't... The representation of the pinky and the index apprentices are missing. No, to be more precise, a merciless blade has shredded and reduced them to intangible formlessness. How refreshing to hear there's some impression from someone else rather than myself for once. As it seems that I was the only one who remembered the 2 apprentices, I retraced back to our first meeting and briefly shared what I knew about Sora. Huh? She doesn't sound like a very forgettable character. Well, the Arayashiki cut her into ribbons. That would explain why it feels as though I'm recalling a sequence of events, with a critical part missing in between. I can almost imagine her, giggling to herself like a creepy loner, and she probably wears glasses too, right? Like one of those gloomy introverts from anime. I see, so that's why it feels like I'm tearing through each strand of a weave. Ryoshu, Let's say the words made of strings or threads, clock. With every slash, this blade would be cutting through the flow of strands that twine to compose one's existence. When an object is severed forever beyond repair, you think neither trace nor shape will be left of it. But now that you've pieced some of it together, it's almost... Instead of elaborating further, Ryoshi fell silent again, save for the sound of the tip of her cigarette turning to ash, like she was recalling another incomplete memory. I guess she's trying to avoid over speculating on what she doesn't know for sure. Damn, that already breaks the meta! I had a big idea of how it works, but this is the first time I'm hearing the deeds. Papa had to go through 4 ramp-up stages and remove skills to, like, even make full use of his sword. Honestly, yours needs a trade-off. Your sword thoroughly power creeps Papa's. T.O. There's plenty already. Oh, so true. Guess slicing your memories away is one hell of a trade-off. Sorry. Okay, so I'm guessing you don't have anything to contribute for this corridor. Ah, I've got one. I don't know where it leads, but the index guy used it all the time. Hopefully it doesn't drop us into an army of indexes. TPU. They rarely gather in big groups. She said that's pretty unlikely. Oh! What was that for, Ryoshu? Wait, did you just hit me with a sword handle? I didn't do anything. But I saw it. I saw Ryoshu's scabbard, Araya, suddenly jerk it to the side, bothering Sinclair like he was annoyed by something. I want SDS, LSYLC until you can barely walk. I swear, this isn't a slander or whatever. Look, you poked me so hard, left a mark on my arm. Here. Well, I don't want to read too much into it, but the scar was rattling like he was irritated by something. Stop interpreting for her. This is why she won't stop making up these nonsense acronyms. He's making it worse. I gotta stop him from translating for her, somehow. Araya? Wait, that voice just now. It sounded like a lot like Araya's. Dante, you saw it too, right? Oh, Russia didn't do anything. Wait, really? It really wasn't her? Nope. Then it's decided. To be fair to Sinclair, no one else but I saw the full detail how this cover came to be. Which means that he couldn't imagine in his wildest dreams that this cover poked him of his own violation. It doesn't seem like any of the sinners heard that voice either. Damn, you guys bully him a lot, huh? Well, the lad's been long overdue for a little smack up, say he's nagging. We should head inside. Let's not keep Alan waiting. Kira directed us toward an almost disturbingly normal wooden door, so featureless that I could have mistaken for any of the dozens of doors we walked past in other nests. We were greeted by a whiff of stale, musty air in the moment we walked through the door. I think this leads to a basement. And emerged to what appeared to be almost dungeon-like basement area. Whenever the maskunk beeper rang, he'd walk through this door. So, who are they? The Index. Signs of life. There were people living down here up until just a few hours ago. Why are you here, paper slips? We were only executing the press script. I've had it with these press scripts. Though at least yours don't make annoying beeps. The basement was stocked up with shelf, stable and non-perishable food. And the cells were all completely empty save for what looked like a makeshift bathroom in each. It is likely that this dungeon was used to imprison individuals for varying features that may be required to complete a press script. Seriously? This room seems to have been used for something worse than simple incarceration. Among Faustus' conjectures is that the captives were conditioned in body and mind in various ways to match the prescript's liking. Sounds like that guy was as crazy as the rest of them. Wait! That staircase right there leads up. Let's check out what's... Freaking fucking annoying, man. The heck are you doing? You cannot enter through this door. Oh, I see. Another griefer body blocking in the doorway. Move. I need to see something. The will of the press group forbids it. You cannot enter through this door. What do we do? So we're forcing our way in there. Seem pretty adamant about not letting us in. I prefer we stay as far as possible from anything that has to do with the goods, the gods, prescripts. Yet, nothing in this basement gives me an indication as to where the door connects. Oh, this is right. We're gonna have to get upstairs somehow if we're gonna get an idea of where this door leads. Everyone's been using this basement, but I'd like to see what's upstairs. Honestly, learning that this door connects to some basement is more than enough info to cross it off the list. Still, this has nothing to do with Ryoshi's memories. Alright then, let's push through. Executing your command, Executive Manager. The will of the prescript is absolute. Is it thou? Is the will of the prescript really absolute? It's also funny that Otis actually mentions that she's afraid of the gods, because she's based in Greek, and she's definitely based on the
끝나고 나서 고래구이 파티를
Odyssey.
열어주겠다고 하니.
And
그
we
기억
all know
남나?
how much the gods fucked Odysseus over. There we go.
어디에서도 볼 수 없을 색채로
Stab, rip, slash. Come on, Gregor. There you go. See, you recovered just fine. Go, Don Quixote, go! Ha!
좋아. 이번에는 제대로 들어가.
Okay, okay. Wait, what? Oh my god.
짜증나게.
You are disappointment. Okay, Jisang, I see you.
왜냐면 예술을.
이 안정감
What the
있고
fuck is she even
부드럽게
doing?
잡히는 푹신.
Oh, she's just.
최상이군.
I don't know what she's doing.
이런 푹신한 날엔 안 풀리는 일이 없지.
어디에서도 볼 수 없을 색채로
Okay, go get him, girl. Go get him, girl.
가져갈래요.
I honestly cannot imagine how the post chord fucking sounds like. 70 pins and fucking things a minute whenever she's out. And we all know who's pinging. Oh shit.
짜증나게.
Wait, you missed your... Oh my god, you're a disappointment. No longer peak. Come on. There you go. There you go.
밀도가 아쉬운데
인스피레이션 감사합니다.
That's much better. Oh, she's actually doing something.
중지의 안가품이 그저 무력 행사뿐이라고 생각합니다. 원한을 풀 수 있다면 수단을 가릴 이유는 없지.
One, two. How many debuffs is this? Not now. We can go here. Neutral. That's mage.
어디에서도 볼 수 없을 색채로.
Neutral. No.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
Don't lose the clash. Come on. You're better than that. See, look how Honlu does it. Up.
그래, 딱 반쯤 죽여보자. 13조 2항에 맞추려면 그게 제격이지.
Come on. There we go. There we go. Paint them. Boom, 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 boom.
합격장.
Look at her. She's so cute. She's doing her
이걸로
best.
감상은
술적이네요.
한 놈의 죽음으로 끝내긴
Okay, how many
죄가
debuffs is this? One, two,
벌벌 떨고
three,
있는
four.
나머지
Not
녀석들도
enough.
처형한다.
Technically enough, but also technically not enough. You are all gonna die. Okay. Sure? Question mark?
소바지.
That should trigger critique. That should trigger critique, right? Right. I mean, as long if he doesn't get started, of course. Pa! Yup!
퇴장 시간이 되었다.
Pa-da!
그럼 안녕히.
There we go.
그래,
저희
이 정도
영감을
이벤트는 보여줘야지.
도와주시는군요.
And that did not trigger critique. Bomb bomb. That's okay. Bummer.
한 놈의 죽음으로 끝내긴 죄가 너무 크군.
Alright.
벌벌 떨고 있는
Ping.
나머지 녀석들도 처형한다.
Hit here. Hit there.
감상은 어떤가요?
Just get him. Ha.
훌륭한 단말이네요.
어중간한 예술.
Boom. She's wild, chat. Literally. She's letting out her wild side. She's so wild. What's up there? You may speak to me casually, Araya, but in the presence of other apprentices, perhaps you should find it preferable to mimic the tone of the Yahoo Star. Come on, it's not like I wanted to be the Yahoo Star. Just let me do whatever I want while I'm here. Certainly, you have a point. So what's there? Up the stairs? I'm not sure myself. I've never been upstairs. Aren't you even a little curious? Why bother peeling back the heavens to see what is beyond? Those wanting of yearning needn't raise their hands skyward. Am I seeing righteous memories? Clock, what do you say? I'm not sure, but now we've got another reason to check what's upstairs. Guess we gotta check what's upstairs. I mean, we were gonna do it anyway, but...
약지에 감긴 세 바퀴의 반지는 마에스트로가 되기 위해 인정받은 세 가지 작품을 뜻하죠. 비록 지금 제 작품이 만인의 신금을 울리지는 못하더라도 여전히
Jesus Christ!
선보이고
Relax. Fucking relax, Honglu. Into oblivion in silence. More of this. Sure.
우동은 제가 없다면 내가 해결해야겠지.
Shouldn't be a big deal. Is this just combat? I didn't check what kind of node it was. Don't know if it's combat or story and combat. It's just combat. Okay.
웃기는 자.
Alright, let's
끝나고 나서
go here.
고래구이
You go
파티를
first.
열어주겠다고 하니.
Fuck.
의욕이 좀
That's
났나?
literally the one thing I don't want you to do. Go first. Alright. Where's this going? It's going to her. Sure. Just hit it.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
지원 시퀀스 작동.
Ha! 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 Boop! Pa! Pow! Para pa boom! Pow! Cling! Oh no! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Pop, 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 pop. Grab! That's my Don Quixote. Get him.
장부에 적힌 놈들은 볼 때마다 기가 막힙니다. 우리 중지가 엄지처럼 엄격한 검지처럼 이해할 수 없는 걸 요구하는 것도 아닌데 말이지.
That's a critique. You go there, you go there. You go there. You go there. Just go there.
점 찍었네.
Uh-oh. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
Honglu, no.
비뚤어져.
He still hits like a fucking truck. Holy shit.
13분 이항에 맞추려면 그게 제격이다.
Pow. Critic. Jumping critic.
밀도가 아쉬운데. 좀 긁혔어.
감사합니다.
Oh my lord. Guys, can you stop? Can you stop missing flashes? You're embarrassing me. Okay.
보여야겠군요.
Kira doing some work.
외면의 예술을.
중개의 안가품이 그저 무력 행사뿐이라고 생각했나? 원한을 풀 수 있다면 수단을 가릴
1,
이유는
2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I think it's 6 plus, isn't it? Doesn't even matter, I don't have a 3. Favored. Yeah, it should be good enough.
감상은 어떤가요?
노력은 가상하지만
아이씨, 짜증나게. 자,
My go?
비뚤어졌구려.
좋아. 이걸로 감상
잘했다.
끝.
마무리까지 끝나면 너희 안가품 장부에 특별히 한정판 고양이 스티커를 붙여주기.
Shit. Rough. I guess that's fine. There we go.
어디에서도 볼 수 없을 색채.
Post.
신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
저의 뼈를 가로잡고 저의 살로 채워놓는 외면의 예술.
좋아. 이번에는 제대로 들어갔군.
Shit.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
Regret gaming.
이 구속구가 나의 폭력을 저지하기엔 턱없이 모자르지.
구경 좀 해볼까?
인스피레이션.
좀 긁혔어.
감사.
Okay. Okay, okay.
내가 공부력 때문에 애장파. 특별히 보여줄게.
한 놈의 죽음으로 끝내긴
전부
죄가 넘.
녹여서 썰어버려도 상관없지.
여기 벌벌 떨고 있는 나머지 녀석들도 처형한다.
점 찍었네.
Okay, let's delete. Guys, do it at 3.
고만고만하고.
따뜻한
어중간한 예술.
Go, furry bait, go!
물어뜯어 고칠 수밖에.
퇴장 시간이 되었다. 그럼 안녕히.
항상
그래.
저희
이 정도
영감은
이벤트는 보여줘야지.
있거든요.
좋아.
완성되어.
이걸로 감상은 끝.
한 놈의 죽음으로 끝내긴 죄가 너무 크고. 저기 벌벌 떨고 있는 나머지 녀석들도 처형한다.
There we go.
어디에서도 볼 수 없을 색채로. 어중간한 예술. 물어뜯어 고칠 수밖에.
Wait, why did my soul take off his mask? What?
꿰뚫려라.
합격장.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
Why? 100. Status effect.
노력은 가상하지만
임파스터.
Holy beat up.
하품이 다 난다. 슬슬 지루하니까 빨리 끝내버리는 게 좋겠어.
어디? 파우스트? 시험을 보지.
Post?
신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
저희 뼈도 이제야 순해졌네요.
Okay. Waiter! More story, please. Kind of a letdown when they were body blocking the door, like there was some big secret behind it. Right? Looks like any other Aberich family home. Oh man, I keep cleaning up such chore, but people should at least dust their own once in a while. The thick layer of dust covering every surface and the bold, blotchy wallpaper made it clear that no one's been living here for a good while. But our family lived here must have had a child. Look, there are drawings and dolls too, though it seems like the place has been abandoned for quite a long time. Could something bad have happened in here? Yeah, something must have happened in here that caused the family to flee, and they never got to return. Yeah, lots of evidence suggests that. The open door, the single shoe just lying around. So someone fled from home for some reason, never to return? I don't know. It's kinda hard to narrow down the cause. It really could have been anything. Are you searching for something in particular, Ryoshu? Yes, but it doesn't seem to be here. Every framed photo is signed beyond recognition, and whatever documents there were have been torn to shreds. Kinda like my memories. So this wasn't where he escaped to, huh? The index nurse father, Rian. The last time we saw him, he fled to the house of the corridor. He fled the house via the corridor after suffering a severe wound at Ryoshu's hand. If by some miracle he survived, there's a chance he'd come after Ryoshu again, but something about our last encounter led me to believe that it was the last time Ryoshu would ever see him. He died to the spoon. This is... Do you recognize this drawing? I found myself hoping to see Ryoshu's pieces together another memory. She'd been recalling new details all day whenever something caught her attention. Sadly, she responded by softly shaking her head. No, I don't. Oh.
약지에 감긴 세 바퀴의 반지는 마에스트로가 되기 위해 인정받은 세 가지 작품을 뜻하죠.
Wait, where am I
비록
going?
지금 제
Okay.
작품이 많이
9,
신경을
12
울리지는
sangria.
못하더라도 여전히
God,
반지에 부끄럽지 않은
please.
작품을
Honglu, calm yourself. Um.
책임은 모두 내가 진다. 선원 집합. 이번 작품에 대해 논의할 시간이다.
After leaving Rian's quarters, we explored the index corridor for a while. Didn't find anything that could help piece Ryoshi's memories back together. Great work! Now that leaves just the Pinky Nurse Father's corridor. But that room didn't have any back doors for us to explore. There were countless more in the adjacent corridor, but our guideline makes it a bit difficult to delve into each and every one of them right away. Which means that our work here is done. Thank you for your assistance, Dante. Ah, okay. Glad we could help. Dante replies they're happy to be of assistance. Well then, it's been a pleasure. After a brief round of handshakes, Alan returned to the forward base. We probably should have done the same, but... Wanna take a look around here anyway? Sure. As we had more business here than simply checking the doors, we decided to stay a little longer and investigate the Pinky's corridor. The Pinky Nurse Father's room had a peculiar structure. Each door we opened led to a room identical in shape to the previous one. And even though I was certain we'd traversed through quite a few rooms, we somehow found ourselves back in the starting point. There's some small design differences between each room that help to tell them apart, but it's difficult to tell which is which unless we look really hard at every detail. Where are we now? The kitchen? How do you know that? I've been here before. Someone ghosted me after promising to watch Fixer clips together, so I thought I'd come visit. It's someone y'all have met too. I think it was must be another one who was severed by the Arayashiki. Damn, you might be right. His name was Ren, the Pinky apprentice. I tick-tocked, but no one here really seemed to have anything to say about that. I suppose that only makes sense. After all, success didn't register to no one here but me. So, when you said back at K-Corp that you cooked before, you were talking about this, huh? Yep. I used to perform intense culinary artistry here. Your scalp are shaking. The reviews were glowing. One of them was yum, meaning yeah, unbelievably mouth-watering. The scabbard, Araya, was definitely shaken from side to side in a valiant effort to deny Ryoshu's claim. Must have been pretty damn bad, huh? I'm having a hard time believing her if you ask me. What do you usually make? Box lunch. Box lunch that kids might bring to grade school, with sausages cut like octopuses and tamagoyaki. It's simple to the intense culinary artistry, don't you think? I have. Don't you know, there's nothing like a school's lunchbox wrapper. So I want octopus sausages, tamagoyaki, and... Why are we making sausages out of an octopus? No, I mean sausages cut like octopuses. And why are we cutting sausages into octopus shapes. Cause it's adorbs. That's why. Something like this. What? What's that? Sausage carved into an octopus shape that miss a single suction cup. Come on, I didn't mean it like a real life octopus. It's gonna be adorbs, okay? Isn't it all the SD once it goes down the gullet? Or why is this so important? But mommy, there's nothing like a school lunchbox rivalry. Heidi, you. Huh? You're doing your weird acronyms again, aren't you? It means I don't understand. That's when you say IDK, mom. It's MH. This must be some of the happiest memories Ryoshi and Araya shared. Since me and Araya have been discovered, could imagine or recall them before. But for Ryoshi, the most important part of those memories remains sliced away. Still, if we can continue to piece more and more of our memories together by going over these places, they want to check out what's upstairs still. As soon as I ask, however, the sinner's footsteps came to a simultaneous stop. Wait. Hang on, Clockhead. Don't open the door just yet. Look back on from Kieran, Heathcliff poised to fight, hands on their weapon. This way, manager. Marsolto realized that what that indicated young me to the back of the line. And in mere moments, so there was someone guiding those warps. Figures that sent more than fodder to the house of spiders. Stinks of wet dog. A massive ball slashed through where we had just been standing. Wolf mask. You realize, as my extremely annoyed said, this place is already occupied. If you would be so kind as to help me with directions. Is this where Master Callisto's art is located? The question came from a woman who appeared from one of the doors that led to a different corridor. She was wearing a wolf mask, and unlike the phobies we had encountered thus far, she seemed to make it a point to speak and act with decorum. But as the subtle hint of violence in her voice quickly betrayed this air of foxivity. Sure you're at the right address, lady. Robot uncle. Stuff. And in this part of the house, find a different corridor. Yes, I'm aware. But I'm not here looking for his creations, which are easily mistaken for mass-produced garbage. I could feel her intense gaze, even though her face was obscured by the mask. And there was no doubt that her eyes were bearing down on Ryoshi. Suddenly, I was reminded of what Rian said moments before he fled through the corridor. We let them observe us too freely. What? What does that? The phobies got to confirm a lot of important intel, including the fact that the house of spiders has fallen and that Ryoshi currently has possession of the Arajashiki. They want Ryoshi for themselves, whether she's completed or not. Ryoshi as she is now. Isn't that intriguing for once? My name is Ruben. Yoshihide, the blade coveted by the Five Fingers, Master Callisto's final and posthumous masterpiece. As docent of Phobism, please allow me the honor to escort you to our gallery. Do I want to? Don't see the point in hanging out with people in those anesthetic AM. Inspector Ryoshi declined Wolf's request with a curl reply. And Araya too rolled angrily at the dogs in general direction. Then, I'm afraid my only remaining option is to rely on our usual methods of sharing. Or how are our odds? I don't know, she's pretty tougher than me at my maxed out stats. Really? The shape of her ring is that she is a dozen of the school of phobism. Her position is comparable to that of a kappa of the thumb, or a big sibling of the middle. Verily, that maketh her a foe who may surpass even Ricardo's might, or, with a stroke of ill fortune, even Lei Hang. Though she's anywhere near as strong as Lei Hang, or chances are HOHON. Half or more? I like those odds. Half of half, or more. Dude, really? Outmoded has-been. Where's he got the art of has-been after all this time? It was decided, with much confusion from the outset, To entrust such a momentous project in the hands of one such as Callisto, why, everyone agrees that it's no less foolish than casting a pearl before swine. And they were quite on point with that assessment. His overall recover from the house were more tools than art, the sort that the likes of workshop masters might assemble. Not self-respecting maestro will create such mundanities and call them art. Now, I must ask you for your forgiveness for presuming that you would be no different from the rest of his work. But what I observed over his room completely changed my perspective. The scorched corridor, the verity with which you scarred the walls and the floor as though a frenzied beast had torn through them. There is but one tool that could possibly have left such marks behind. Well, this you got a possible eye for art. Yoshihide, I ask you, have you ever considered pursuing art of further elevated beauty? It will be an experience that departs from the dilapidated remnant that dupes itself corporism, a movement so constrained by its obsession over the human corpus that once it had depleted all meaning it had to offer, it began piling on empty definition onto itself. Fauvism is a movement that has broken from the traditional mold, unfettered like a beast that roams free. We dare ourselves to ask questions that change the mind. What is man? What are things? What does it mean to trace the origin? How do we define that which we call the verb? These are the subject matters that we have led us fops into the field of fertile creativity. Should you, holder of the relic, enter the fold of our movement, I will layer your work with such an unrelating spectrum of colors that will be destined to leave an unforgettable impression in the annals of history. In other words, what we can offer you will be a much greater work than what you will have learned from a teacher like Callisto. Never consider him my teacher, nor a real one anyway. Finding beauty among the carnage of blood and flesh is a lesson I learned on my own. And yes, I know enough about your movement. Maybe I'll consider some of the works created by your school acceptable, at least among the ranks art. Or not, I can remember. Then will you? But I don't know. I don't know what makes your art more elevated than the one I pursue. The one you pursue. Didn't decide you claimed that I was seeing clue you in. Oh, I did. I do understand. Your art may appear to be no more than check chaos at a glance, but upon closer observation reveals a fierce, dominant force that threads the entire scene together with its kinses at the connecting suture. Your blade work too shows much multi-layeredness, mere keenness of the entails mundanity, yet you have transcended such a limit by scorching the tail end of each slash, truly a unique aesthetic sense. I believe I've sufficiently understood the full extent of the artistic when I don't view that scene. No, you didn't. These are painters like yours such mediocrities that they fail to recognize the beauty that lies in the grotesque. They do little beyond painting the reflecting in their eyes and call that shallowness holds beauty. Sorrow condensed into a cry held in an instant, wrath unbound from the yoke of reason, the finding gleam of despair in the hand. You give no thought to what each of those emotions signifies. Instead of obsessing over the cursory qualities of what is beheld, let me teach you otherwise. Pay attention, because I want to afford you another long-winded lesson. We are sure rated our scabbard. Pointillists, phobists, suprematists, blue-raters, cubists. I visited my share of the Rings galleries, heard their commentaries, but none of them were to my liking. Your art is an overcomplicated pile of definitions, buried under symbols, caked in patchworks of empty shells. You and your art both talk too damn much. Just like Callisto's. Keep trying to take from other movements, forcing meaning where there was none. Excess is easy, anyone can do it. What's beyond most is making it succinct, the art of abbreviation. Alas, if all is one by one abbreviated away, nothing remains in its absence, making the void let be an incomplete bare feet of womb. No, the void is what remains, and it holds things that can't be found anywhere else. What is this, minimalist manifesto? No, my aesthetic go beyond the pursuit of simplicity. I pursue the natural germination of artistic immaculacy, a state of perfection wherein further appropriation is an impossibility. Sangria. A bit abstract, isn't it? To remove the plane, with distinct lack of any meaningful sinking qualities. What exactly is it that elevates your art above that of phobism? painters, where the stubborn sword than mere words can convince. Indeed, there's no discipline more subjective than that of art. This curse concerning its nature may extend for days to end, but it will not change the fact that unseen arts are meaningless, pretentious illusions at the end of the day. Then I'll suppose I'll have to carve it right into your hearts. It is true, though I'm afraid I might be overshadowed by the sheer vibrancy of my aesthetics. I, a docent of Le Phobisme, shall personally welcome you to my critique session. Okay, boss time. It's fun to see Ryoshi going
72조
back to the
사망
whole
기행
art thing.
사연. 미확인된 강화 시술로 중지를 위협했으니 죽을
Motor
때까지
Blue,
쳐맞아야
Motor
할 거다.
Road. Gain the protection for being for the student of the ring. This unit is critical in this counter, gain protection for 5 spin instead of your next turn. Lower than 15 SP, double the SP healing effect. You know all of 5 students lowering into prior and reduce speed down to 0 instead. Only before getting hit by a skill does one attack wave. There is no student lowering, have potential to take the attack instead. Times per turn, excluding resistance. Turn 9, on the turn student use critic. Now let fall this student of the room was the full enemies encounter with full display can see with the same student game. So I need to avoid them just critic. Combat end, inflict one Pelebby brand next turn to sinners that have Molecular Rogue, Molecular Blue, and Push Hardy simultaneously. To strengthen the outward appearance of its own monster's distinct purpose, and wheelers for this have been also awakened and expressed the charity of those that we call wild beasts among them. And I'm gonna play offense level up, and the first level out to an allied falls still in the range for the number of turns, including the counter and so on, also dash back to the next one turn, and if an allied still in the stagger, open up from stagger. Talk about features like this thing, couple of stagger because for the most speed of the next turn. This thing is some for those who have 45. Gain the effects of fixed panic. Turn end using some panic resist speed to 20 and then 70 HP and power on all effects other than those exclusive to this unit. And gain the focus mask loop and heal up to 45 speed. Alright.
어디에서도 볼 수 없을
This must be failure.
전 시퀀스 작동.
Okay.
왜?
Give out.
좀 긁혔어?
Oh no, that's a dude. Alright, I cannot clash with him. I mean, I can, I just cannot damage him. Ooh, Callisto actually fighting back, huh? Guess that wasn't so bad after all.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
쏴야 할 때가 왔군.
쓰러졌다고 죄의 대가를 치르지 않을 거라 생각했다. 오산이라 말해주고 싶다.
Who here some breakable? You. Who here has debuffs? Mersault. So Mersault is blocking here. critique. Everything's crashed. Probably.
어디 시험해 보지.
Alright, that's why I was
구경 좀 해볼까?
감사합니다.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay.
그래, 딱 반쯤 죽여버렸군. 13조
보여드려야겠군요.
이하에 맞추면 그게 대격이지.
왜냐면 예술을
한 놈의 죽음으로 끝내기엔 죄가 너무 크고. 저기 벌벌 떨고 있는 나머지 녀석들도 처형한다.
Okay, who has Palebibrante? Only you do.
정수. 점 찍었네.
Fuck.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
노력은 가상하지만
방심해. 태어난 곳으로 돌아가라.
방금의 공격, 혹신 그 자체였다.
어중간한 예술을 물어뜯어 고칠 수밖에.
Okay.
이 정도쯤은
Oh, please stop hitting tails.
대가를 치르지 않을 거라 생각.
What is wrong with you?
고산이라 말해주고 싶군.
that should kill all those. That should kill those 3. Sure, that's better. Critique there.
하고들
That should
시간이다.
work.
잔후에
나쁘지 않을지.
감사합니다.
Critique.
더 야성적인 깊이로.
좋아.
Dagger's fine.
이번에는 제대로 들어가.
Okay, that may be a fuck up.
완성되었나?
Guess. Okay, no. Guess the last time. Those die.
저희
이 정도
영감을
이벤트는 보여줘야지.
도와주시는군요.
So now she's. Get him, girl! Yeah! Look at her go! Next class, is paralyzed.
내가 공격 때문에 내장 특별히 보여줄게.
중계의 안갑품이 그저 무력 행사뿐이라고 생각했는데 원한을 풀 수 있다면 수단을 가릴 이유는 없지.
Okay, so orange is the hardest. The flash. Yeah, whatever.
와주.
Faust?
신체타의 예술을 보여주다니.
절대 잡고 저의
Bam. Wow.
좋아. 이걸로 감싸면
You're
끝.
worth it. Behold my Christ needlework. But I wanted to stack bleed on
주의
you.
대가를 치르지 않을 거라
What
생각.
the hell?
오지랖 말해줘.
Okay, pattern chains. New passives. In the turn is your need to powerful attack in max speed for 15 take minus 30% damage on my base attack. 30 damage with an opposed attack. Get inside, but the name attacking skill. Take it soon, I get inside. Freaking this power. For the next turn. No, still okay. It's gonna be one. Turn start gain protection, gain full protection until stop with the negative conformation and flash loses burst for basic crimson and your skin skill. 오케이.
점 찍은 포스트? 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이란다.
저의 뼈를 손에 잡고 저의 살로 채워냅니다. 외면의 예술. 아이씨, 짜증나게. 아름다운 춤을 추는 건
Must be the only
나뿐이어야
one to
해.
dance. Beautiful dance.
그럼
So once I chop off your ankles.
잘라버리면
살고자
magnificent
하는
day.
모든 것들과 함께 무덤으로 돌아가라. 팽.
Touch, touch. Oh, okay. Goodbye.
한 방 제대로 먹었고. 어이, 그 재밌는 상대를 만났어. 감히 중지를 건드려? 전부 새기고 기억한 뒤 척결한다.
감상은 어떤가요?
Come on, meltdown.
아득한 여정,
This long journey
멈추지 않는
in times of
시대에서
restlessness.
희망과
Search for
미래를
hope
찾아
in the future. Find your own answer.
답을 구하시길. 아이씨, 짜증나게.
우리 식구를 건드렸겠다.
내려봐. 정렬. 원색적으로.
That's just fucking. That's just two dogs fighting for like a hot dog or something.
어울리는
It's so funny.
더 야성적인 깊이로 마무리는 강렬하게.
Okay. Pyong pyong. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. We can take it. Dutch. Dutch, Dutch, Dutch. And Dutch.
임파스터.
아픔이 다 나네.
Colors of
슬슬
this world.
지루하니까 빨리 끝나버리는 게 좋겠어.
Turning plus 4. Where's my strong endurance slashing again? She cleared all the bleed. What the fuck? That's bullshit. Plus 6. That's 33.
어디에서도 볼 수 없을 색채로.
Binds moment. I'm bound to reign along atop this solitary throne. Boom!
아이씨, 짜증나게.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no!
임파스터.
지원하지.
아픔이다 난. 슬슬 지루하니까 빨리 끝나버리는 게 좋겠어.
파고들 시간이다. 잔무에
Ouch.
아이씨, 짜증나게. 두려우신가요? 다시야.
Fine. The more we hit her, the more sinking triggers.
거기서 지켜보시죠.
I don't know who's who. Oh boy. Second stagger this thing. Okay, okay, okay.
태어난 곳
Get him, Ryosha.
돌아가라. 살고자 하는 모든 것들과 함께 무덤으로 돌아가라.
바이올렛, 브레이크 슬랩!
지원하지.
Well,
아픔이다
I
난.
think it's over.
슬슬 지루하니까 빨리 끝나버리는 게 좋겠어. 전부 쳐죽여!
If she doesn't die from injury, she dies from the bleed. Yeah, there we go. Ta-da! Furry down! I repeat, furry down!
파우스트는 이번에야말로 완성했어요.
Ooh,
마에스트로님께서도 인정할 수밖에 없을 완벽한 걸작을. 파시아도 파우스트의 생각에 동의한다고 하네요.
I'm pretty sure there's like 14 only. So it's just this one. Ah! See, you're already looking much better with those superfluous animal parts removed. You're serious about funding your own movement. I already answered that. You need time under the Fawby's wing, at least until you can fully cultivate your movement. Perhaps I don't suppose it would have any meaning now. Doesn't raise her giant arm as though to strike us in her final act. Then he slapped it down onto the door. We enter through instead. All I can do is buy time for a sentence that doesn't sound like one limp like a marionette whose strings were cut. Teeth. And here I thought at least her last words were going to be succinct. Oh, thus we are made foes with yet another finger to reign. Let's not doom and gloom already, fellas. We've been in office of the fingers all around for the first time, didn't we? I said this is a pretty definite win. All on your own, huh? Come on, bro, I was fighting my ass off out there. Gregor has a point. The outcome of this battle would not have changed by a significant margin even if you had not been here, Kira. This is more like it. We won't have to freak out over a mere baby anymore, long as we're with Cloud. Huh! Don't start congratulating yourself for achieving the bare minimum. Those who celebrate over so small an occasion don't deserve to stand behind the executive man. Well, I guess this isn't impressive at all to people who used to be much stronger like Otis or Don Quixote. Bride! Speak not such folly, for the joy of my compatriots is my own. Have you any inkling as to why she might have, in her final moments, elected to demolish the door? Right? It's not like we have shortage of doors in here. I'm already debating the logical thought process of someone who was 2 seconds away from dropping that. Come on, let's get out of here so we can bring everyone else up to date. Huh? Didn't I just leave this room? Ishmael walked out through the door we'd entered through and appeared from behind us. Oh shit! Where did the exit go? Don't tell me the exit changes every time someone walks through it. No, can't be that easy. I am bare from enjoying the fresh air of the world outside, no longer free to travel the mountains and cliffs as my feet would carry me, as the other members of the Pinky are. I wish to no avail that I should be allowed to weave the delineations of wings and back streets. So this is what she meant. The back door through which we traverse is a passage to the corridor of the one called the Index Nurse Father. Across the broken door we might, however, it reveals us but a brief jaunt to the Pinky Nurse Father's sewer corridor before it returns us to this room. Room's now locked in a loop without a starting point. Won't matter what door we open. Is there anything we can do? Our rescue team will arrive in time. As this location adheres to the regular flow of time, unlike the warp trains, it will be appropriately between a week or two from the present before we can return. That's pretty long. Well, the first problem we're going to have to deal with is food. As far as I'm aware, we should be good to go at least 3 days. Thanks, Rhodia. So let's... Oh, I didn't bring any snacks. It's not like we were about to walk into one of the alcohol branches or dungeons. Yeah, makes sense. Looks like we're going to have to give this room a thorough search then. No need. If there's no exit, we could open our own. What about the part where it cuts into your memories too? There would I, No, the sword. It still clips my memories with every slash. Don't know what memory it'll slice away this time, but it'll be something recent. Or one I hold it. Oi! Wait! Don't be some bloody rush about it! Other than me, no one but Heathcliff still remembers the person he holds in the long depths of its heart. Ever since the day of the Sepia Tempest, memory took on a special precious meaning to Heathcliff. Heathcliff suddenly reached out and grabbed Ryoshu's arm. The Ryoshus. Though Ryoshu and Heathcliff's circumstances were undoubtedly different from each other, it was clear that Ryoshu's reckless attitude towards sacrificing her own memories triggered a sort of anxiety in Heathcliff. Why? Ain't you here? The nurse will be We'll be here in a week or two to get us out. Why don't we just keep the sword nicely in the scour and wait it out? The radio doesn't work. What if we went up to the rooftop and entered one of those doors up there? There are thousands of them. Out of the question. By doing so, we'll be putting ourselves at greater risk, that of casting ourselves into the endless maze that is the corridor. Okay, but we're dead meat if that brick wall of a maze sure wanders right into this room. The wolf lady's last words. Man, I'm seeing the flags. It's a hell of a risky move, yeah, but I think Yoshihide and her OP sword is our best bet. Right, but what if we got lucky and they found us in a day or two? Keep freaking out, Heathcliff. It will only be forgotten, not lost. Well, good memories don't tend to last very long. It's been a fun excursion. Clock. I looked toward the scabbard, expecting it to roll violently as it did earlier, but it remained still. The white bleed soon revealed itself, and Katsuki's wall where the door used to be. And naturally, as the Yashiki blade cleaves through the wall, so does it Ryoshu's memories. Oh, we were really getting somewhere. The thin strands of Raya's image, which had just begun to coalesce, slowly unravel and fall apart once again. And still, Arya released the blade without hesitation. But it's okay, we'll try again, so... Conveying no resentment, no hatred, a few words of consolation. Don't feel too bad. As her boys fell into the great gentle dark with Ryoshu's memories. Oh... Okay, that's rough. That actually gave me a really bad feeling. I don't know why. The next destination. It's on Corp. That we know. Oh, welcome back. Oh, welcome back. Question. What exactly was the point of verifying we back door within the house of spiders? Oh, Heim didn't fill you in. Any information regarding these doors holds enormous value for us. Not to mention the higher-ups requesting us to reorganize the house of spiders into a base of operation as soon as possible, and if we had to rush our work a little. I'm only speculating here, but I'm quite convinced that they're preparing for a conflict of sorts. These little pockets of absolute safety are extremely valuable during these operations, as you already know. Wait, stop right there. What? What conflict? What operation? Are you saying that our bosses are preparing for war or something? I just feel like there's enough alarm in his voice, considering what he's saying. Preparing for what? Not even trying to hide it anymore, huh? Did I say something wrong? Unless you asked to know. I thought everyone already knew. I mean, it's an open secret at this point. L Corp has already fallen. W Corp is teetering on the brink of collapse. You call us the aspirant W Corp, we call Limbus Company the aspirant L Corp, meaning we have a shared goal. But unlike the dead and gone L Corp, the current W Corp is still kicking despite its rapid decline in recent years. And as we all know, companies in the city aren't worth much unless they've got a military force to back them, right? It's unnatural that a business conflict would lead to a physical one as well. This is just a mere team leader speaking though. Who knows what the higher-ups in our companies are thinking? Anyway, much fruitful collaboration was hard to do. Those reflect pretty well in the performance metrics, and whether they suffered no better losses. I can certainly say that you should expect a positive review from us regarding this collaboration. After saying our farewells to Alan, we returned to the forward base and shared with Honenheim everything that's happened so far. Honenheim and Faust both did not seem willing to discuss the subject of the looming conflict, so we instead decided to have Ryoshu's memories and so re-examined. Hoi, Honenheim, results out yet? Not yet, assistant. I clearly remember telling you 3 minutes ago that it would take about 20 more minutes. Have you forgotten already? He talks too much. Ryoshu sounded irritated as she scolded Heathcliff, but I couldn't sense a definite undercurrent of anxiety from the way she kept puffing her cigarette to a stop and increasingly shorter intervals. This room might be more smoke than oxygen at this point. Once you're knowing it, Dad, you're practically fumigating the room with cigarette smoke. Then speed up, classes. I'm gonna bounce as soon as I hear the results. Both of you need to learn to respect that things take time. Yes, time is indeed relative, but the fact that I have managed to complete an in-depth analysis of an item of such mystery in a single day is an incredibly fast turnaround and therefore deserves your appreciation. I have been attempting to rein in the more self-indulgent part of myself as of late, but I believe this achievement deserves to be elaborated upon. It's an evident truth that such a result could not have been replicable had it not been for my genius brain. Go out to the hallways and grab my any passing researcher and tell them about my incredible turnaround time, and you will hear them say, "Whoa, done already?" And to that, I will answer, "Shut the fuck up." Evidently tired of two sinners or alternating turns holding in for results, seem to speed up the analysis meant to hit the finish line much earlier than 20 minutes. Oh, done already? Yes, there are times where tense results are extracted earlier than the preceded time frame. Many of those instances are easily attributable to my genius at work. Now why aren't you saying anything? Give me the TR, now. You told me to shut the fuck up, so I am attempting to observe the exact merits of doing precisely that. You think Yoshida would ever use non-acronyms straight? What if it's something like, jeez, that's a full day unwind after work though? And your verdict or interpretation? That's exactly what I meant. She's better than MTL in some ways. How she lies as she breathes. At that moment I may have caught a glimpse of the scour rather than slightly out of the examination device, almost as though it were killed. Very well, then I'll get right into it. First, the memory of the time she was complimented for her cooking has been erased. Huh? That's it? Hardly. Second, the name has been erased from her memory. Do you recall the name of the man who works with many years saw it? Iffy? I would have asked in the past tense had it been him who I was referring to. Glad Miss Seth wasn't here for that. That kid, right, I don't remember his name. She forgot Pilot's name? Another miscellaneously delayed memories are 172 hours of Don Quixote's tales of adventures and the types of food she fed to his eagle. Feel upon it! Dost thou say that the memories most precious to young Ryoshu and me have been thrown into utter destruction? Look, Donkey, I'm not trying to be mean here, but that seems pretty acceptable, doesn't it? For the price of unsheathing a sword like that. If we're going by sheer volume, I wouldn't quite say its mileage is acceptable. It erased several days worth of memories just for a single swing, didn't it? I mean, yeah, but they kinda sound like inconsequential memories, don't they? Craig and Heath forget stuff all the time. How's that any different? The seemingly inconsequential nature of these particular memories weren't achieved by sheer luck. In fact, it seems to have been impacted by the discovery of the Arayashiki. To be more precise, the power of Arayasiga. That's so. Ryoshi looked down at the scabbard with an uncertain, hollow look in her eyes. All the remains of Araya and Ryoshi were collections, the blank space where the fragments of her existence used to be, severed and removed again. While it takes a rather significant amount of time, the scabbard seems to be, yes, capable of selecting which of Senior Ryoshi's memories are to be erased as a cost of using Arayashiki. Sounds like I should be grateful, then. But Ryoshi regards the scabbard with a conflicted look. As though to approximate the outlines of the boy itself, she left behind. Oh, so it's got like a cooldown timer? She can use it whenever as long as she gives it time to select the trivial memories? I wouldn't be so quick to dismiss them as trivial. Memory of the time when you were complimented for your cooking. It was quite a precious memory, wasn't it? You're performing inverse calculation on the relic's cost. Yes. According to our measurements, the source seems to factor in the weight of each memory when calculating the cost of wielding it. It's become rather clear that it takes more than light memories to properly wield it. So our memory has been restored. It's presumed attempts to recall the erase being existence have resulted in failure. That is quite discouraging. But not all is lost. Simply by knowing that moment that something used to be in the negative space, many things can still be reminisced upon. Like Ryoshi said, forgotten but not lost. Clock. You've just stepped foot into the world of Sangria. Sangria. She flashes the briefest of smiles, then scatters away with a plum of cigarette smoke. Collecting the GV will restore it. What used to be here in the box of void in my heart. My one and all. Ryoshi gaze traced the invisible, the imperceptible. A few more days passed us by. We didn't spend those days idle, boosted Southern pilot in recovery, did a few odd jobs here and there, like helping suppress a distortion containment breach caused by a new LC hire. But with all the loose threads tied up, we managed to finally, after so long, kinda feels like we're home again. Return to the bus. Ah, bus, sweet bus. The chair could use a little more cushioning, but there isn't anything like it out there. Damn, this you alright? Hella badass. He. Between the two individuals who were looking rather pleased at curious astonishment, one of them squeezed through to warn us about some things to watch out for. I asked Team Leader Alan to set the coordinates somewhere as close as possible to the nest. Keep driving through the door and it will bring you right to an empty spot on the highway. Don't hesitate or hit the brakes, because if any chance there is a car driving behind you, it will crash into the bus. Nuts. So what are you two doing here on the bus? Said that you and the better team, did you? I must admit to a certain degree of interest in hearing of your exploits, but to accompany you through them is an entirely different matter, isn't it? I'm only here to adjust your coordinates. Speaking of which, just how do you manage to escape your confinement? I told them I had some stuff to help you out with, and they let me out after making me scribble over some docs. So their confinement's hella boring, so I thought I'd get some air. I was going to say goodbye to while I'm out and about, right? I see. You exploited the fact that the new heirs don't have any grudges against you. I thought I told them to impress upon the new heirs that the prisoners are to be treated as exceptions to the... Alright, the person in charge of that training is currently checked into a long-term recovery ward. Our problems stem from the shortage of manpower. That is included in the report. Sounds like they're both here to see us go. Well then, time for a benediction, I suppose. Perhaps I've grown far too used to seeing your faces. Saying goodbye doesn't come out as easy as I expected it to. Another day of reunion must await in the future. I would appreciate if it's such a reunion had a low probability of occurring. Well, I'm not very partial to mathematical statistics like the probability theory. I hope your prediction is right. Well done. Hey, Yoshihide. What? We're... I wouldn't say we're family exactly, but... Listen, there's a lot of stuff I want to say to you. A lot of stuff I want to hear from you, okay? So... SYL. Did I do that right? Acronymize into it into a... And call me Ryoshu, not Yoshihide. Prefer the echoes of that name. After a round of goodbyes, the two disembarked from the bus. The machinery clicked into place, the bus wheels finally began to turn, bringing us closer and closer to where a blinding radiant portal massive enough to engulf the bus hole. Well, off to our next destination, I guess. Oh, right. Where are we headed next? Nandi inquires about the next destination, Virgilius. No, that's more like it. Been to blood along since I heard that question. Yeah, don't get too excited. As an answer to that question ever led us to anywhere that's not downright bizarre. Viewers gave me a faint known smile as to confirm Ishmael's pessimistic remark. Then delivered a comment that shouldn't too lighthearted for its gravity. Downright bizarre, is it? Well, let me just say that the high time I would face such a sight. Our next destination is District 14. In other words, my dear Dante, We are now en route to Encore. So we are going there after all. Encore. But your faces there, I'd rather not say. Serves the listener's voice that various scribes and discontent with Encore. Marcel probably had the most amount of history with it when he simply flipped open his newspaper like usual and began reading it with the same unchanging expression. And though for him, none of this changed anything. Now departing. Broom broom. With that, the bus resumed its journey to yet another town. It's Marcel's turn and he knows it very well. Because he probably figured out this entire, like, whose order it was, like, a long time ago. Oh, I got all the boxes already. And the money. Alright. So, that's the end of the Intervallo. So, thank you everyone for hopping by. And, I guess we'll see each other again when the new Kanto comes out. So, give it a few months. I'll see if I can find other games to play. I still want to play Library of Ruina and Disco Elysium. But yeah. Thanks everyone for hopping by, and just remember, stay safe, and I love you lots.